Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, the 9th of September, and I have 333 in the PM. Yeah, 333, unusual, right? 333 and 99, 2025. Wow. Wow, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Let's say it together. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Well, people, I want to talk about symbology today. And I also want to talk about the book of Genesis and how I believe, as the book of Ecclesiastes says, there's nothing new under the sun, that things do cycle, they season and cycle. That is, they repeat. Do you believe that things honestly repeat? I do believe that. I've said that since I started social media close to 5 years ago. I talked about it a lot on my other channel, and this one as well. Why do things season and cycle? I do believe God continuously has a rhythm that we're allowed to learn and grow. And he nurtures us on the way. He says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven, right? Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things, these treasures, everything will be added unto you. Pressed down, shaken together. You know how it go. That's how it go. God has a system. God has an order, a technique, if you will. When we come to him, we come into him like a father. He addresses us at the state that is the level that we're at. And if we're smart, we'll never let go of his hand. Temptation does come. Doubt sets in. Hurdles, they're here. Valleys make you sink. But all of it, as things season and cycle, will allow you to learn. Because as you look back with a wonder, you know you're not the same. You know you've grown. You know you've developed. And then as a parent, you pass those things along to your children. That's the cycle of life. Now, what you're looking at, look at this picture and tell me, do you see something in it? I saw it earlier. I'm like, Pearson, you got to do a video on this. Full episode, September 8th, 2025. PBS News Hour, full episode. Monday on the News Hour, Israel urges Palestine to leave Gaza City as it ramps up airstrikes and ground operations. I see a face. I see a nose, I see a mustache, I see eyes, I see flames of fire around it and debris. It's a strike, isn't it? As you see the clouds, the mushroom cloud, the strike cloud, it just happened to make this picture. And you can't tell me you don't think that's a horn, and that's not a horn, like a head. Do you think it's quite possible that there are images in the things that we see from the news? I've been mentioning a book that I fell in love with decades ago, Vance Packard. Yeah, Vance Packard. It's called Hidden Persuaders. It was one of my first books that I just clinged to in the library, because I stuttered so bad. I used to live in the library and I studied everything I could. When I ran into that book from Vance Packard, just look it up, Vance Packard, Hidden Persuaders, the name of the book, you'll learn a lot. Watch everything you can about that and other things. There is a psychological attempt being made on mankind to condition and to suggest. And I'm going to say allegedly, this looks like a face. And it's the Chi-E Ara face, isn't it? You fill in the blank. Not territory, but kind of get rid of a few words when you say territory. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's striking. It's striking fear in you. Look at that. What are the odds? I'm sure I'm not the only one that possibly sees anything. And when you look close inside this cloud, I see an image as well. I see an eye there, a nose, and a mouth. Now, when I digress the picture, I think you can see it more vividly. Isn't that something? So tell me what you think. Why would they do this? You know, Satan is into atmosphere. I don't look at him just as someone with a pitchfork trying to persuade you to go to hell. I see him as someone who's calculating, someone who's trying to persuade. And my friend, I would think that looks like an image of fear. Wow. And the fire is like hair, is it not? Now check this out. I want you to look at this news conference. I've been teaching you guys the 5 C's of clues, codes, colors. The confirmation, time, and conclusion, which includes the dates. In the colors, man, I've taught you about the Phoenicians. I want you to look at this press conference. I want to ask you, do you think it's staged? I want you to look for colors in the front row. Check it out.
Thank you, Caroline. Regarding the Israeli strike in Doha, how much time or how much of a heads up did the U.S. get, and does the president support the strike?
Sure. Well, I have a statement to read for all of you with respect to the Israeli strike in Doha, and here it is. This morning, the Trump administration was notified by the United States military that as Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, the capital of Qatar. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. President Trump immediately directed Special Envoy Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did. The president views Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the United States.
So, response to the attack. But I teach speaking without speaking. What are the odds you would have someone there in the center wearing black and white, like the chessboard? That means you play both sides. And then you've got the lilac, which I talk about a lot with the purple, right? And look at that, the Tiffany blue. What are the odds? I will put this video in the link. This video here teaches you about the 2 colors of the Phoenicians, the ones who sacrificed babies and people for Moloch, Baal, and Satan. They're alive and well in our moments, and when they do something, they leave a mark. There's nothing wrong with the colors. You and I can wear them any day of the week. They're beautiful colors. But Satan uses these colors to speak. I do believe that's what he does. He did it in the ancient times, and I believe he's doing it now. And if you don't know, you just don't know. But I'm telling you, look at this. Look at these colors. The shade won't always be the same, but it's going to be close. They speak with these colors. This is how they speak. Let me pull it. I want you to see. See that there? See that purple and Tiffany blue? The devil uses those colors to speak. Look at that. Lilac in the purple family. Tiffany blue. Now, how does that work in terms of this press conference? It just lets you know, and it speaks to me that the powers are in control of the developments of the news, particularly that of the Middle East. That's the way I think. I learned it. I bumped into it a long time ago, and I had to educate myself. And once I do enough discovery, I'm convinced that this is no accident. It's speaking without speaking. That front row is staged. To me, it's staged. Now check this out. Want you to listen to the numbers here. Listen to the numbers, because that's part of the 5 C's. He's talking about job disaster report. Check it out.
Report was released, and the results, they were bad. Now the Federal Reserve is going to have to cut interest rates more quickly in order to rescue the labor markets. So for the month of August, the labor market added an estimated 22,000 jobs. So this came in full expectation. The expectation was 75,000 net jobs to be created. And you have to remember that this is just a preliminary number because it's expected to be revised downward heavily. So take a look at the chart, which shows how many net jobs are created each month. The labor market continues to steadily weaken. Okay, now here's something that I want to point out to you, which I actually did. It came true. So take a look at the month of June. In the month of June, they revised the figure down again. Now they're saying that the labor market lost 13,000 jobs in June. Okay, so if you remember, initially, the US government reported that for the month, the US labor market added 147,000 jobs. So 147,000 net jobs created.
So his initial numbers was 22,000. And like iPet Go 2, there's a V in Barack Obama's head. V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet, disaster. Because once Barack Obama switched his V, everything goes into chaos. The American flag is shredded. And then he mentioned 75,000. What is the 75th day of the year? That's March 16th, like 3:16. 3:16, John 3:16, sacrifice. Interesting, huh? Now, watch this here. What are the odds? The U.S. economy added 911,000 fewer jobs. 911? People, this came out 5 hours ago. The U.S. economy added 911,000 fewer jobs. I hit my knees last night because I know they're speaking to us. Today is 9/9, people. 9/11 is 2 days from now. And you gonna tell me that this is what they putting out here today? Come on, man. Come on, baby. This is what I do for a living. When I see it, I'm gonna tell you.
And we have breaking news. New data shows U.S. employers added far fewer jobs in 2024 and early 2025 than previously thought. The estimate for jobs added from April of last year through March of this year was revised down by more than 900,000 jobs. White House correspondent Karen Travers is here with more on that. So, Karen, what does this say about the economy right now?
Yeah, Diane, it certainly indicates that it was much weaker in the jobs market last year and in that first quarter of this year than what we had previously thought. And there are going to be a lot of questions then about the data, of course, because we've seen this president and the administration question data that has come from the Labor Department. In fact, the president, as when he's fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, used that data from last year as a reason to fire that person. And now this revision, though, is so significant. Our business unit went and crunched the numbers on this and says this is the biggest revision downward that we've actually ever seen. So
9/11, people. You can't tell me they ain't speaking. I reread the